these are the cards that won me my pre-release. Let me show you what was in my box and how I built this deck. I'm going to show you my deck that I built. And first of all, we'll be looking at the cards I didn't take. So, I had not a lot of great cards in red, even if red is usually what I really like to play. And I also didn't have great cards in white, and hence I decided also another not great card, a good card in blue, but not enough good cards in blue to make a deck out of it. So you already see my deck was black and green. So here are the cards that didn't make it, simply because I wanted to stay as close to 40 cards as possible. These would have been a couple of good options to take along, but then in the end I didn't need them. This could have gotten in useful in a couple of games, but actually I was fine with my lands. I didn't take the rare because again it didn't really do a lot. So this was one of the reasons I wanted to play black-red. I got 2 Smogs. Having a 5/5 flyer for 5 isn't bad. I also was considering to play this with a splash of blue in there, but then I realized I didn't have enough. And yeah, these other dwarves were okay. I felt I had really good artifacts, but in the end I decided not to actually add any of them to the deck, simply to keep on speed. And these were the lands I got in this pre-release booster, and then the lands and stuff I didn't need to use. So this is everything that did not make it into the deck. So what made it into the deck? I think it's exactly 6, 7, or even more removal. A lot of creatures. I got some really nice cheap creatures, and then lands. So I will sort these a little bit. This was quite good. Another removal spell, how they just make them in green. Bit expensive, but it has been used and it was proven itself useful. I sadly didn't get a lot of adventure cards, and this was a good card. So 4/3 Menace for 4, pretty good. This card too got me my creatures really big really quickly, so quite nice. Finding a land, never bad to thin out the deck, as was the Hobbit hole. This was really good. Could have done with a couple more, I felt, because thinning out the deck really useful. This was a great card. The trample on it, and then in the late game you can put on 3/3 counters, 3+1/+1 counters on it. Amazing, has won me the games a couple of times. As has this Mirkwood Pad Maker. I got, as with the Guardian of the Halls, 2 of each of these, and this one just grows ridiculous. So you play it on turn 3 when it's already at 3/3, and then it just keeps on going bigger and bigger and bigger. So really good. Another really good removal spell. I had a couple of creatures with Death Touch in the deck, and targeting my Death Touch to however big of an orc or goblin or whatever army was on the other side means I kill it with my Death Touch creature immediately. One of the little duels that enter tapped, but it's alright. And here another -5/-5 removal spell. This one has been pretty good because when it dies you can, I used it a lot for blocking, and then I got a 4/4, which has been great. And this one also, so on turn 4, if you have 4 lands out and you're able to remove something of your opponent, you can play it for this 4/2 flyer. Pretty good. Played this also several times. The affinity didn't come into play that often, but the mill was like nah, but then again it helps me to go through the library faster, so it was alright. I usually got like 1 elf, so not great but not bad either. This one has been something that has been like, especially in my second game, or no, in my third game, I was able to get this actually out on turn 2 in both games, so I was super lucky. It didn't live long enough, but having this 3/2 out there that has trample and then grows and grows and grows has been super good. Another great removal spell, especially with the flying creatures that you tend to encounter in the pre-release, and also just giving something trample and hexproof with a 1/1 counter on top isn't bad either. Same. And then here we have a 2/2 with Death Touch. This is, as I said, one of these good creatures. Going for the opponent's hand, never bad. Against the blue-white deck I played that got quite a few tokens, this was quite useful because it can't be blocked by tokens. And yeah, I think I played this once or something like this, so didn't get much of it. Quarrel, another good removal, and the old fat spider. Pretty good, especially again, it can't be blocked by creatures power 2 or less, so instead of like them needing just drawing some expandable 1/1 in front of it, they need to put something big in front of it. So that are 5 plus 2 removal spells, so 7 removal spells, and then 1, 2, 3 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 creatures. And then we have here, bringing this up to 20, are 27. And then we got 7 swamps, and it must be, I think, 7 or 8 forests. 2, 4, 6, 8, yes. So that was my pre-release deck, and I would say, as mentioned already, the Mirkwood Padmaker and the Guardian of the Halls were MVPs, especially Trample has been amazing. And I just saw I have a lot of really good green creatures, and there also were almost all elves or wolves, so they went well with the rare I got, and the other rare also was really good, so I easily saw, okay, going green is a must. And then I also had some really good creatures in black, and yeah, so I actually had another one. But this also is super great because, again, if it dies, it amasses goblins, so you can block with it, and then you could have a possible 3/3 on the clapback. So this has been really good. In the final, so I went 3, or I went the whole thing. I went 4-0, but in the 4th round, I forgot in the first game that this was on an adventure because I put it away on the side, and then only when I was picking up my cards I realized, damn, I would have had another blocker because I was top decking at that point already. And I could have played it that early enough that I even could have swung out several times with this 4-3 menace guy and possibly won the whole thing 2-0 instead of 2-1. But yes, so after that my on an adventure token was laying front and center where I could see it, so that golem doesn't go unused. So the complete deck list is linked. If you have questions, please leave them underneath, and I'm also curious to know, how did your pre-release go?